Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is going to be my top 10 favorite K-beauty eye products. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you my top 10 favorite K-beauty eye related products. This is mainly eyeshadow because that's what I try to test out the most. I know they do really good liquid liners and mascara as well, but those I feel I can also get from other brands, and it doesn't make a whole lot of difference for me. So eyeshadow is what I focus on the most, and I've selected the 10 things I like best. Now, in my previous video that I did earlier this week where I showed you some lip and cheek products, I didn't bring all of the shades up. But with these eyeshadow palettes, I do want to show you some different color stories as well. So it's 10 brands almost, because I do rate all of these products really, really highly. As with all of the videos that are going live this week, I will have some shopping links down below in the description box, as well as reviews if I have those up already. I think most of these I have reviews up, maybe not everything. But yeah, you're gonna be able to find swatches on my channel anyways, because I swatch out my entire makeup collection every year. So especially the single shadows, those are the things I sometimes run behind on when it comes to posting reviews. But I know I swatched all of these products for you last year, or I think it last February. So I'll make sure to link you to my single shadow swatcheroo video from February so you can see the swatches in case you want to. Let's just start with some really, really fun singles, because Klavuu, oh, these are so beautiful. I almost decluttered Silver Lilac this year because like, I probably will wear it less, but I'm like, it's just a single shadow. You can hang on to that. Glam Brown is the brown toned one. This is the one I wear the most. It's this really pretty taupey number. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And then the Silver Lilac shade, like I said, really pretty as well. This is a bit lighter. It's more of an inner corner highlight kind of situation for me. So it's not something I would wear all over the lid all that quickly, but it is really beautiful. And what you'll find when we get to some of the palettes is that some of those can be quite matte heavy. But what I feel happens a lot within Asian beauty is that you get like a palette with a lot of mattes, and then you just have like one fun shimmer that can go with everything. So that's where a lot of these single products I feel come into. Next up is something I discovered last year, and I was so glad that YESSTYLE actually sent me another one of these, which is actually on my lids today. I filmed this makeup look with nothing but K-beauty products earlier this week, so if you want to see this going onto my face, then you can and go and watch Tuesday's video. But I featured another one of these Joce E singles. The one that's on my lids is D111, and this is MT122. And it has this really nice dimensional sparkle. You can see that it has a bit of a subtle shift. This is more of like a taupe. The one that's on my lids, it's like a sparkly, like it's like a silver, but it has different specks of something sparkly running through there as well, which is really interesting. And this is D114, so I feel that this one is the most similar in terms of texture to the one that's on my lids today. This has a little bit more shimmer than the other one has. The other one is more like a duochrome. No, this is the one that's more glittery. I don't, they have different textures. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I really like this. And I like how this brand does their marketing so cleverly, because a lot of their products have this shape, as you will see in a second. And it just makes them stand out a lot in my collection. Like, oh yeah, that's Joce E, and it's fine. I believe Joce E is C-beauty, though. They're not K-beauty. And then we have some glitter sticks. This, I feel, was like a hype for a second, but I think this is such a clever idea. These happen to be by Unleashia, because these are my favorites. These are the Pretty Easy glitter sticks. Now, mine were a little bit fragile, I do have to say. I have Flutter and Wee Hours, but you can see the shades here. It's like a nude and a lilac. Oh yeah, here is Flutter. I don't want to twist them up too far because I don't want them to break any further. And these I love in the inner corner as a highlight, because that's what these are most useful for. And here is Wee Hours, which is this really pretty sort of like lilac. And these, like, they're called glitter sticks for a reason, because they have visible glittery particles. So maybe don't use them if you wear a lot of contact lenses or something like that, but from what I can tell, these are eye safe, and They are really meant to give you that pop of color. So also if you want to do something a little bit more creative, they can be a lot of fun. But I really just like targeting them around the tear duct for a really nice and quick sort of inner corner highlight moment if I want that one to be extra sparkly and stand out. And then we get to the palettes. Where to start? Because I'm not entirely sure. I'll just start with these little fish eye guys. So this is a brand I discovered last year, and this one is currently in my Shop My Stash. I filmed the video last weekend where I showed you the look I did with this palette, so that's going to come up in my upcoming review. But I have two of these, so I thought I could throw both of them in here. These are by Girlcult. This is something called Fire Something. This one is now discontinued. It has a multi-chrome in and then like a red. And this black with red, which I wasn't sure was going to show up, but it shows up like that. And then it just has a neutral brown. So a lot of things you can do with this. This really reminds me of like Chinese New Year. I don't know why, but it's really giving sort of like Chinese New Year vibes, I feel. And then this one is an all shimmer palette. This is called Synesis, I think. Synesis? I don't know how to say it. But this has, it has multi-chromes and holochrome shades all around. These are a little bit pricey. I think they are 15 to 20 euros, maybe even 25 for just 4 shades. So that's a lot, but look at this fun packaging. I don't know why, but it reminds me of a little fish. That's what it reminds me of. I'm pretty sure that's not the intention. I had a second one of these, but that one I felt it had a shimmer that kind of exploded upon arrival. Like it didn't break, but it was very powdery, and whenever I stuck my brush in, it would just go everywhere. And the entire palette had turquoise matte shimmer, like matte eyeshadow stuck to the sides and stuff, so it got a little bit messy, and that's why I didn't like that one all that much. It was very weird. It was like pressed in a very weird way, so I decluttered that one for that reason. But these two are both Chef's Kiss excellent eyeshadow palettes, and I really enjoy them. I mentioned Joce E in the single shadows, but I also have one of their palettes because I wanted to test them out because I was curious. This is the limited edition New Smoky Cyberpunk edition, something like. It's a very complicated name, and because most of the writing is usually in like Chinese or Korean characters, I cannot read that, so very often I can't read it off the packaging. But yeah, this is really beautiful. It's a really pretty cooler toned color story, and then you get this pink to red sort of duochrome in the middle. That's beautiful all over the lids. This is sort of like if you want to keep things subtle, but you want it to be grungy at the same time. You know, it's sort of like giving you goth, but it's like soft. I don't know how to explain it in any other way, but this is really, really beautiful. And it can also pair really nicely with these singles as well, because again, there's only like 2 shimmers in here. Like this has a bit of shine, this like white to pink in the corner here, but this is the star of the show for sure. But you get some really nice mattes to pair with other things as well, so I really liked it. Yes, this is incredibly light, so if you have a deep skin tone, you're not gonna like this. And what you do need to know with a lot of these palettes, even though the shimmers can be really impactful and like glittery and fun and textures and whatnot, the mattes can be really soft and very easy to blend, which if you then also have a deep skin tone, it can actually look a little bit chalky if the shades are a bit too light. So I'm not sure how many people are going to like these, but for me, they all work really well. And I really enjoy these sort of more subtle aesthetic that a lot of these Asian beauty eyeshadow palettes actually have. I really enjoy seeing those looks come together. It's very wearable, it's very easy to work with, it's very blendable, and still adds interest to a look, which is what I want. This looks like this just makes me happy, you know? Just a quick little matte in the crease, a shimmer all over the eye. I use a bit of liquid liner, and I feel it looks great. I have one more where I just have one, and it's this Unleashia Glitter Biya in Lavender Fog, all of Lavender Fog. And here you get some like neutrally things with some purpley tones, and then in this one you get actual glitter shades. These are all pressed glitters. If you don't like that sort of thing, stay away from it. If you wear contact lenses, you may stay away from this as well. But this is so beautiful. I'm familiar with things like the pressed glitter formula from Huda Beauty and ColourPop and some other brands that I've tried, and I didn't like any of them. But for some reason, when K-beauty brands do them, I get happy. So these are really, really beautiful. You can make this very sort of neutral heavy, but if you pull in some of the pinky, purpley tones that this has, you can make a look that has a subtle hint of purple. But again, this is light. It's not going to show up the same for everyone. But if you have fair skin, this can be a beautiful palette. And now I think we're just going to go in order of appearance. So I have some Clio in here as well. Clio is another brand that I really enjoy that does some really good things. I did declutter 2 of the palettes I had because those color stories, if I looked at everything else I had from K-beauty brands in my last declutter, it's like I have things that can do the same thing that I like better, so that's why I decluttered those. But those were passed on to a good home, I can assure you. But I still have 2 that I think are super unique. I didn't put the stickers on, but this is the napping cheese, and it came with stickers of like cats holding cheese and like being asleep while holding a chunk of cheese. It was too cute. But these IP sort of like conceptual ideas behind these palettes can sometimes feel a little bit weird. But you know, it's cats and cheese themed and I'm here for it. This is sort of like soft peachy yellows. So pretty. It's so pretty. I'm usually not a warm tone person, but what I liked about this one especially is that it also had some more shimmers. Another reason why those other 2 Clio palettes I had didn't quite work out for me is because there were so few shimmers in there. But this has 3 really good ones. Like this one especially, this one I love, and that's this light shade here as well as a shimmer. So I get enough to play with. This has enough depth for me to set up a look and to create 2 really beautiful looks with it. And the embossing of the little cat paw. Wait, if I do it like this. Ooh, of course it's gonna shut. Do you see that? Oh, we've got cheese in this one. It's just too cute. So yeah, this is really lovely, really nice quality. These are a little bit more like higher price than most K-beauty eyeshadow, I find. These start at around 25 euros. I think by now they may be 30, which is a little bit much, I think, for what you get. I think you can get cheaper K-beauty palettes, as you will see in a second, that do the same thing. But I just love this color story. And I feel similarly about their Over the Path. This is really pretty as well. This is a little bit more cool toned. And this is the first time that I felt Clio did something that was slightly deeper, that had more contrast. And that's why I like this one. Again, some really stunning shimmers in here. You get 4 of them. It's got like really nice plumminess to it. And then some warm tone rosy things. Really stunning. I really enjoy these palettes a lot. I need to select. I need to do like a palettes revisited sometime in like the next couple of months where I'm just going to focus on some of my favorite K-beauty palettes because I like so many of these and I talk a lot about them, but I need to go back to some as well because if I keep them in my collection, I feel I have to use them. So next up is Flower Nose. This one was sent to me in PR by YESSTYLE. This one I think I paid for with my own money as far as I know. This is from the Mermaid collection. And this is from the Strawberry Rococo collection. And this is the blue toned one, which I was so happy that they sent this to me because it was actually on my wish list, which was wild to me because very often if you receive PR, it's like you don't get a choice. They just send you something. And then it's always like up in the air whether things are going to work for you. But if they send you a product that was actually on your wish list, chef's kiss. Really nice neutrals in here and then pops of blue. Really stunning, especially that blue shimmer in the middle. Chef's kiss. Oh, and we need to take a minute for this absolutely outrageous packaging. That's what Flower Nose is known for, and I really think they nail it every single time. And then the Strawberry Rococo is one of my favorites because I feel I don't have too many pastel shades in my collection anymore, but this is so pretty. It's sort of like lilac-y pink. This is a bit more of a peach shimmer here, but especially this shimmer down here at the end is so beautiful. And then you get 3 really nice complementary shimmers here. It's a stunning little palette. And again, we need to appreciate the packaging here. I really like it. What's on my eyes today is actually one of those Joce E singles that they send me. And they send me another Flower Nose palette. It's the Strawberry Cupid. And I really like the 2 pinks that I used from the palette so far. But that's going to be rolled into a future review for sure. And that's why I actually requested that bit of PR, because I knew that palette would be in there. I was like, I could try some more Flower Nose because I really like them. And then another brand that I have been really enjoying since last year is Chinese brand Cheer Yep. And these are the two palettes I've already reviewed. I'm currently reviewing another one of their palettes as part of my Shop My Stash. So if you come back to at the end of the month and you want to see my review for the Steel Heart, then you need to stay tuned, because by the end of the month I will have that review for you. But the first one I tried is the Fleeting Life. I think that's what this one is called. And I'm going to show it to you this way, because that way you can really see the palette the way it was meant to be. And all of these Cheer Yep palettes have a sort of story behind them, I feel, because they can always be split up into two sides. I feel like this is the more plummy purpley side, and this is the more neutrally taupey side, which is really pretty. This has multi-chromes in. It has incredibly, like, almost like flaky shimmers, but really interesting textures as well. Really good, amazing mattes. This is a stunning palette, and I'm really happy with it. So happy, in fact, that when I found the Jump for Joy over on Monolith on sale, I decided to buy it, because I was looking for a good pinky toned color story, and then they did this. Again, I'm going to show it to you like this, because this is the way I look at it when I try and use it. You can see cool toned, warm toned. It's always split in half in some way or another with these palettes. You get enough depth for it to like be intense enough for most people. You get some good crease shades, you get some fun shimmers in here. There are no multi-chromes in here, but they do have some really nice sparkly things. Again, only 5 shimmers though, which is a bit of a shame, but that I find is usually the case with a lot of K-beauty. But I think the Steel Heart that I'm currently testing out only has 2. Well, we'll see how I feel about it. It's like the next palette I need to try this week. So well, by the time you're watching this video, actually I have already tried it. So, but as I'm filming it, it's like on my vanity to be used as my next makeup look. And then we all know I love me a little bit of Roman Better Than palettes. So this is entire line. I think there are like 25 of these. And I have 5 of them. They keep coming out with new shades. They keep extending the range. And they do some really, really good things. And that's why I wanted to show you, like, especially with this, I just wanted to show you the different color stories they have. I showed you these ones in a recent video, the Dreamy Lilac Garden and the Peony Nude Garden, which is this one up here. So this is sort of like neutrals with soft pinks. And then they have the sort of more mauvey side of things in this one. Some of these are sometimes like they're listed on YESSTYLE as being limited edition, but then 2 years later they are still available, which I find strange, but you know, it's fine. And then they do this all matte called Dusty Fog Garden. If you're looking for an all matte cool tone palette, look no further than this one. And one of the things I love about these is how blendable these are. These mattes are out of this world amazing. If you want good mattes, go K-beauty, because it's just amazing. And then this is by Roman as well, and this is the Mahogany Garden. This thing, when I got it in and I first tried it and swatched it, set off a whole thing for me last year, because I was like, right, so there are good warm tone palettes on the planet. Maybe I should try some more warm tones. And then I went on this huge bender last year where I was just trying out warm tones left, right, and center. All caused by this little 10-pan palette. Really nice row of mattes, almost a full row of shimmers at the top that are excellent. One of those pressed glitter things, which I ended up really enjoying actually. So yeah, this is really pretty, and there's a couple of other ones from this line that I'm sort of like low-key eyeing up, and I'm like, I already have 5. I don't need any more, but I secretly want more, but I only have 1 face as well, right? And then this is the Cheeky Garden palette. Cheeky Garden. And this is a really nice sort of like cool tone, more plum-leaning shade. It has a black, and I think that you can really see the revolution of these palettes. Let me see. Because I think the Peony Nude Garden is actually one of their first ones, if I'm not mistaken. And then if you just hold these side by side, you can see the revolution that these palettes have gone through, from going super sort of like, yes, it's still a gradient with this one, but it's a very subtle one, to going to more contrast, deeper intensity, more pigmentation. This only has 2 shimmers, which is a bit of a shame, but I really like the way this color story comes together, so there's that. If you want some good Asian beauty eyeshadow palettes, then I would highly recommend, because they do some lovely things, and I can't stop raving about them. But now I need to sort of like put my money where my mouth is and go back to some of these as well. So maybe August can be like a good month to go back to some of these, because they're all pretty small palettes usually, so they're easy to like slip into a makeup look whenever I just feel uninspired and I just want my makeup to look really, really pretty. That's I think the best way to describe my love for K-beauty. It's always a pick-me-up. It always makes me feel better when I use K-beauty products. There's just something in their formulas that makes them so easy to use, and at the same time creates this effect where I always feel prettier and I always feel better about myself. So if I need that sort of like, I just want to put a smile on my face today by doing my makeup, I go the K-beauty route for sure. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you really enjoyed K-beauty week. This was the final video that was part of this little mini series that I was doing. So I really hope you enjoyed all of the videos that I did this week. I do recommend eyeshadow palettes on the regular. So if you want more eyeshadow palette recommendations, then just stay tuned, because eyeshadow palettes are my bread and butter here on the channel. So I make regular eyeshadow palette related content. So if you want to subscribe, stay tuned, thumbs up this video, that will all help out the channel. And then I really hope you have the best day ever, and then I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.